Good morning, worship warriors. I'm Anna Lara, and this is our lovely co-host, Michael Ryan Zapata. And I know what you're thinking, why is Anna talking? Well, because this is the 10th episode. We wanted to make it a little extra special. So, this is Anna Takes Over Worship Warrior. So grab some breakfast or lunch or heck, maybe even dinner, depending on whenever you're watching. And enjoy your meal with us as we talk about the podcast, our lives, and the questions and struggles we face being Christians in today's day and age. So without further ado, let's get started!
Wow.
Hi.
I was about to ask you how you're doing, but you're the one that's supposed to ask me.
Yeah, how are you
how
doing
I'm
today?
I'm good. I'm chilling.
Yeah?
You know what? It feels nice. Usually I'm the one that, gets the outline ready and gets the intros ready and all that stuff. I've just been chilling today. Because you took the initiative. You wanted to lead this. So tell us what's up with that.
Well, because it's our 10th episode, so we wanted to make it a little extra special. And I said, let's do a mukbang.
She did say let's do a mukbang, so we
So-
got Pizza Hut.
Yeah, I thought it would be a good recap episode to just talk about our podcast and what's been going on.
Yeah.
And, just have a little fun for our 10th episode.
For real, 10 episodes, that's pretty crazy. I've had a blast, and
Yeah.
I want to say thank you to everybody who listens. Thank you for everybody who supports. We get feedback, from at least one person
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. We do. It's been a joy. And from here, we're just going to keep on growing. Oh, we got a little new setup. The camera looks different. If you watched last week, we had some technical difficulties. I said we're done with it. I upgraded a little bit by downgrading.
Yeah.
We're going back to our roots and stripping down just the background. And this is what it looks like. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Yeah.
So, any news this week,
I'm
Michael?
starving. That's what the news
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Kind of
Go
is.
ahead and eat with us. You can, grab some...
Woo!
Funny story. We actually got a bunch of extra food by accident.
Don't freak out if you're watching this, Mom and Dad. We didn't spend this money.
We did not.
The Lord blessed us. We said we wanted a mukbang with two pan pizzas.
Yeah, we were going to get 2 little pizzas.
God said that's not a mukbang, young children.
Yeah, look, these 2 little pizzas.
So we got all this extra food just as a blessing.
It was wild.
Oh yeah.
My cat.
Not dead.
Not dead.
Gone from our presence.
Yeah, we're just looking for a new home for her. So, if anyone's interested. She's super sweet.
Nicest cat ever.
Yeah.
Except when she's not, but it's all cats, so you know that already. If you love cats, if you want to give a home to somebody who is not somebody, Samoa is somebody.
She is somebody.
If you want to give a home to somebody special, it's a wonderful Siamese cat, beautiful cat. Call us. Let us know. worshipwarrior99@gmail.com. Email us there. Let us know what's up. Or leave a comment down below.
She comes with everything.
Comes with everything. She
cat
comes
litter,
with cat litter, food,
toys,
a brand new car.
a cat.
Yeah. All the things you could really need in a cat. So yeah. But what are we talking about today, man?
Okay.
I don't even know what's going on. I don't know. I have no clue what's happening.
We're just going to do a quick little recap. You're just going to have a glimpse into what it's like for me and Michael to talk. Don't look at my thing.
I'm just eating.
Okay.
I promise.
So in honor of our 10th episode, what has been one of your favorite topics?
Good question. Man. Hey, I really did enjoy the last week we did about failure. I felt like that was a really good conversation. But I think one of my favorites would have to be one of the first ones he did. I don't remember if it was the first or whatever. Getting out of your comfort zone.
Oh, that was a good one.
That's one that, I got a lot of good feedback on that one. And I definitely agree with, it's a much needed topic, and it's one that speaks to all the introverts, or not even just introverts, because that always gets identified.
Mm-hmm.
But the shy people, or the people that have low self-esteem, like me, and like I used to, and it's one that I really think even if you're not like them, everybody wants to go to the next level. How do you get there?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you haven't checked it out, how do you get out of your comfort zone? It's one of the first episodes we ever did. It's still one of my favorites.
Sorry, I'm eating.
No, exactly. That's what I'm gonna zone out a lot because I usually eat quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't usually talk when I eat.
So true. And then when you ask him a question, it's just like.
Well, but yeah, I do. What about
That's
you?
a good one.
Yeah, what about you? Come on, what's up? What's up?
I really enjoyed.
Are you eating my pizza?
No.
I wanted pepperoni.
I thought they were both pepperoni. Here.
No, I don't care.
I'll switch
You
you
want
half
to
and
do
half.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
There you go.
There you go. That's teamwork right there.
I really enjoyed the topic of cutting people out of your life.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important to know when to do that.
I think so too. That was a really good one. To know when to do that and when to and when to not. Just having that wisdom. I was like, there's never a straight. What's crazy about life is that there's never a straightforward answer, right? Mm-hmm. There's never just maybe there is in some cases, but for the most part, everything is really gray. And that's one of those things where you have to have a lot of wisdom. Oh. You have to have a lot of wisdom to understand what's up,
Yeah.
What do I do?
Yeah. So, that being said.
This is so good.
Isn't it? I love Pizza Hut. If you like Domino's out there, watch out.
We're coming. Mm-hmm. And this is not sponsored by Pizza Hut.
What?
You have to say that. It looks like it is. I love Pizza Hut. You know where I got this one? 1124 East Central. Go get yours now. Insert Anna Laura for a discount now.
That'd be cool.
It would be cool. Pizza Hut, if you're watching, I'd be happy to do a sponsorship. But it's not. It's not. I just like pizza.
Is there something you learned while making this podcast that really stuck with you?
A couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
On the technical side, sometimes the best equipment, quote unquote, is your worst option.
We just learned that today.
We just learned that last week and today. Case in point, we're recording off an iPhone. It turns out that's way better than the $400 I spent on my equipment. I'm not going to say the name. And I still like that, but it wasn't for this purpose, I don't think. What are you going to call?
Sorry.
From a religious standpoint, I would say, I think, interestingly enough, I know you, but I think I'm learning a lot about you. And, what you really struggle with. You tell me, but I feel like whenever you're on here, you can articulate it a little more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's I understand what actually you struggle with.
Well, because I feel like there's pressure to kind of say the right words.
Mm-hmm. Whiz bum. That's why.
Yeah.
Case in point.
Like when we're alone and we're talking, and I'm like, well, Michael, I feel like,
I get a lot of,
I don't know. But like here, I want to articulate clearly what I'm feeling, so there's no miscommunications.
Yeah.
Because people are watching.
Mm-hmm. I get it. That's what I've learned. If I learned about you, it's so good.
The cheese tastes so much different than the pepperoni.
Right? What's up with that?
What's up with that?
Anyway, here's the thing about pizza. What? It's just I don't understand how you can have so many places with such different taste. And I don't know what's up with Pizza Hut's rep. I know so many people that just hate Pizza Hut. I don't get it. It's so good. It's greasy.
It's
I like that grease.
It's the best.
I've been that grease baby.
As soon as when we started dating.
Yeah.
And I said I didn't like Domino's, and you said you either.
That's when I knew.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If we ever do go on to get married, that's what I'm gonna say. I knew she was the one. When she asked if I wanted Pizza Hut.
Well, you say that about your car.
I said it about a lot of things. The car one too. If you have a car that self-starts when you push a button, use it if you want to get a girl. I know what you're thinking. Look who's sitting right here. I said, hey, check this out. I turned on my car without being in it with the self-start. Lost her mind. Oh my God.
That's not why I decided to date you, though.
Use it, man.
I think I learned a lot about you during the podcast, too.
What'd you learn?
Well, I like seeing you share more.
You don't get enough of it when we're off camera?
No. I mean, like, in terms of sharing it with the world. Because, you know, I'm not going to say I know, but I feel like you struggle with just, like, letting other people know, like, what you've been going through. Mm-hmm. And I think you have such a powerful testimony. Mm-hmm. And it's just really beautiful to see you get to share it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't really talk to people often about stuff like this. This is a good way of doing it. Mm-hmm. Thank you. That means a lot. You know, just this food's good. I feel like, just yeah. What you said. Me personally, I don't really know how to tell people how I feel. Usually, like you said, when you're given a camera, for whatever reason, it's a little different. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, let's talk about this. Let me tell you how I feel and what I went through, and it's a little different.
Yeah.
And I don't think my story is the greatest of all time. I love your testimony a lot. But it's one that a lot of people have. And that's important to understand, is that you're never alone. I wish I would have known that when I was in, like, junior high school. Even intermediate school, because we had intermediate school. Elementary, whatever you called it.
Okay, switching topics.
Oh.
You actually talked to me a bit about this today at lunch, because we always have lunch together. Well, not always, but, like, come on, we date, so we see each other pretty frequently throughout the day. And I just wanted to talk about this on the podcast, because I really liked what you said.
Oh, what did I say? Oh, God.
What is your goal in creating Worship Warrior, and what drove you to create something like this? Because those of you who don't know, Michael's Worship Warrior actually bloomed from Michael.
From me.
Yeah.
I was laying in bed and all of a sudden this podcast just came out.
Okay. You planted What's happening? You watered it.
So what, say that again, just part of it.
What is your goal in creating Worship Warrior, and what drove you to create something like this?
I do remember talking about that. Mm-hmm. Well, I wanted to be, I do remember that. Mm-hmm. So I told you about my overarching goal, why I do what I do. Yes. So what I told her was, the goal of this podcast, and the goal for everything I do in my life as far as career, is number one, to glorify God, and of course there's a personal aspect to it, as in, like, I enjoy it, I get gratification from it, right? You know, because it's fun and stuff. But more than that, I really feel called to give a platform to those who don't have one. And I was telling her, just like with this, the Worship Warrior podcast, and then other endeavors I do, I want to ensure that, especially, it started out as geared towards musicians, and that hasn't really stopped. It has gone broader, but that's still what I am passionate about, is like young Christian musicians, because that's what I grew up around. That's who I was, and I still am a young Christian, you know? And I feel like if I was, in junior high school, I would have wanted more content geared towards that. More content geared towards both spiritual struggles, and then accompanying that with, hey, you have music, you have this gift, let's grow that. Because you have that, God's given it to you. Don't just let it sit there. And I can say I was blessed because I was given a lot of opportunities. But I know other people weren't. Mm-hmm. And I really feel for that, Yeah. And more than anything, I like community, because I didn't tell you this, but this is also true, is that I grew up in a place where, I played with a lot of adults. There was no youth, really, that played music. There was some, but, there was no, like, serious. They weren't serious. There wasn't going to be a career in it. They weren't serious about it. There was nobody around. Yeah. And I wish there would have been. I tried so many times, and eventually I just gave up. And I said I would wait till college, you know? And I wish there would have been a community of people who believed in God and trusted in God and just needed a push. They just needed the tools, and they just needed people to talk about things, to be like, I don't understand this. And to say, you know, I don't understand this about the Bible. Why is that? Or I don't understand this about the Christian walk and lifestyle. Why is that? And that goes beyond musicians as well. But, you know, again, I do play. So that's my biggest passion in life. But that's what I envisioned for this. And everything I do, everything I work towards is going to go back to, I want to give it back to people, you know, and to younger people specifically.
Creating that community.
Creating that bridge that I was given a pretty good bridge, you know, but I didn't feel like there was a community around me of like-minded people like me. I had people around me that were Christian, but they, you know, I was a kid, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's good in some ways, but in other ways it's just you want that sense of belonging. And so it's here. It can be here. I see it at the place I'm at now. They're doing a great thing with I just got back from actually every Wednesday night at the church I'm at in Austin here, Hill Country Bible Church.
Yeah.
We do a youth gathering. And we have those people who are interested in music, and we have those people that are believing in God, like the high schoolers and junior hires. They come together, and we get some of them on stage with us. We had like 3 of them on stage with us today, and they're getting that because I'm not far off their age. You know, one of them's about to graduate high school. They're also peers, and they're good. They're really good, and we're preparing them for the next step, and that's what I want to do is prepare people for the next step. You know.
Yeah.
That's what the goal of this is. And as far as the Worship Warrior podcast in general, because I kind of went off everywhere.
You're good.
As far as just the Worship Warrior podcast.
There's no such thing as off topic.
Where did we hear that from?
H3.
Yeah. That's a good... Oh, no. Yeah, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Or was it Joe Rogan?
Oh, I think it was Joe Rogan.
It was Joe Rogan.
It was Joe Rogan.
Those are both good podcasts.
Yeah, they were.
But... Yeah, so if we're talking about just the Worship Warrior podcast, that's one of them, and it's just, again, growing community and talking. And I want to talk more about, I want to have more loose-end conversations about things we don't understand. I want to talk about why do, the questions you bring up, you know, why is this wrong? And more specifically, like, let's say a controversial topic, like, you know, why is the LGBTQ seen as such heretics in the eyes of many Christians, you know, and that's kind of changing actually, but
when it's like the same sin. Yeah,
exactly. And you know what's up with that? You know what's the deal with all that stuff? And let's talk about it without getting mad at each other, and let's.
Sorry.
You're good. And you know let's grow together because we don't know everything. None of us know everything.
Yeah.
I can admit I know very little about this world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a great segue to the next question.
What's up?
Has your opinion on a specific topic been changed because of the podcast?
It's a good one.
Also, I love you.
Oh, I love you too. My God, guys.
It's because you had such a great words.
Thank you. I bought them on eBay.
Okay, I take it back.
Darn it, guys. Let me try to think of the topics we've talked about. Help me out. What have we really talked about that's been kind of here or there? Let's see. Because again, I didn't prepare for this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so true.
I can't think of anything right now.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if I looked back, there have been things that I've thought about differently. I wouldn't say I was ever persuaded completely. But, I mean, just talking to you, you make me think about a lot of things I never thought of. There's a couple of, I don't know if you want to get into them. What are some of the things we talk about?
I mean, I know Michael has persuaded me in a lot of opinions. Mm-hmm. First of all, like believing in God. I'm just kidding.
Are you though?
It's a joke. I used to be really... I used to think that you couldn't be racist to white people.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the first ones you convinced me on.
Well, I didn't try to convince you.
No, but you were like, well, you gave me the argument, and I said, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think it's important that, like, once you're proven, or you're not proven wrong, but, like, there's something to be said about someone who can acknowledge that they've made a mistake or, you know, change their opinion and not be so hard-headed.
Yeah.
You know?
You've really kind of geared me. I'll talk about, this wasn't on the podcast, but on politics, the whole 1% argument.
Oh, eat the rich, yeah.
I wouldn't say I've gone as far as, like,
Eat
I
the
want to
rich.
kill all eat the rich, but you made me think about it in a way of, like, you know, that's a good point. We do have a lot of leniency in that, and why is that, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I don't think we should.
And we're not talking about, like, millionaires, no.
Oh.
We're talking about, like, billion-dollar people, like, hundreds and billions of dollars. The money we can't even fathom. Like, we don't even understand the amount of money these people have. For what? Like, for what?
And it's one of those things that my argument was always, you know, it's theirs. What
They
can
earned
do?
it.
You look, yeah. And then you look into it. Maybe that's not always the case. Maybe it is. But then it's at the end of the day, you're right. I would like to think that if I had that much money, I wouldn't have that much money. You know what I mean? I'd be giving it away to anywhere I could. But that's unrealistic to think people would always do that. And that's unrealistic to even say I would do that because I don't have that.
Yeah.
I might be completely different
Yeah.
if I was in that situation. We just don't know. So I was always skeptical of that because I said, well, we just don't know their lives. And that's kind of, people say they do a lot of bad things, and that's probably true. Maybe, you know? I have no idea. But that's the thing is I stood of, well, it's their money, just like I wouldn't want anybody touching my money. But you persuaded me in a lot of ways to that, as to, like, you know, saying, well, if we did do just taking a little bit, we could solve a lot of problems. We could give back to students, you know. We can give back to college.
Yeah, like, even the 0.01% of, like, Jeff Bezos' money, we could, like, do so much.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And so that's something that I definitely thought
Yeah.
a couple times on.
Because it's like, okay, I understand millionaires, right? I get it. Like, congrats, you know. But there's a difference between $100 million and $1 billion. Huge, huge difference. It's like a grain of rice in the ocean. Like, there is no reason someone should have this much. Because money equals power, let's be real. If you have a lot of money, you have a lot of power. And there's no reason a person in this world should have that much power.
True. But it happens all the time. You know?
Yeah, that's why we should eat the rich.
I still don't go that far, but I agree with you bringing up a lot of good points. Oh, dude. Guys. We totally got this box. We didn't order this
We
box.
don't know what it is.
So I don't know what's in there. Should we open it?
Yeah, we should open it.
Like a big reveal? All right.
Oh, I have to open
Oh,
it.
God. Good thing you got nails. They're like little knives.
Yeah.
Always attached to it.
Ready?
Do it.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. That's going to be the thumbnail.
That's your pepperoni pizza.
That's my pepperoni. And those are... God, we have so much food.
Like it's
Are we going to eat it all?
It's a whole dinner box.
That's insane. We did not order that.
What?
That's wild.
We literally just ordered the 2 little pizzas.
Yeah.
And
I was so
cheese
confused.
sticks.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What do you think about...
Hey, you're not in charge of the questions.
Oh, you're right.
here.
You're right. What's your thought on stuff like this? Because I know God is good. Do you think He did this?
Yes.
Really?
Wait. Does God do everything? Or does He just kind of like sit back and watch us mess up and He just knows what we're going to do?
That's a very, very complex question. I love it. Okay. My belief is God built this world. Right? If you're a Christian, you believe that. If you're not, I don't know why you're watching this. You know? So, I believe like, this goes on to the thing of, like, does God do evil, right? It's like, well, God is so good. Why do evil things happen? I believe it's because he doesn't facilitate everything. This is like, I don't believe he says, Michael, you have to get this job. You have to do this. And you know what I mean? And he makes it happen. I think we have to work for a lot of things. Naturally, we have to. Things just don't happen to you, God wouldn't reward that. He likes work. We're put on this earth to work the rest of our lives. That's one of the curses in the beginning. Remember, man. We'll till the grounds, and we'll always do that. So, when things happen to us that are good, he can provide it for us 100%. I think most of the time when something is good, it's because he opened up that door and we walk through it, but we have to walk through it. So I don't think he's there holding our hand, you know what I mean? Oh, he is holding our hand. That's not a good way to say it. He's not always carrying us. And whenever we're weak, he will carry you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I say it's complex. It's like, well, it just depends on the situation. Most of the time, you're going to have to walk through the door yourself either way.
Yeah. So you think he, drops little blessings?
Yeah, I think he does. I think this could be a possible. I'd say this is a little blessing.
I think it is. We were going to do a mukbang.
It's perfect timing. We were going to do a mukbang with $30.
Yeah. Yeah.
Knowing that we weren't going to buy much with that. This is way more. And I don't know. But as far as does God do everything? He knows what's happening. You're right. He's omnipotent. And he does do a lot of things. He can do everything. That's the thing. I don't think he's micromanaging us to the level of move here, move here, move here. I mean, he says, glorify me in whatever you do. And then you do that.
We talked a little bit about this before.
We did.
Because I was like, well, God does mean things.
Right.
Why does God do mean things?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then Michael kind of not explained, kind of.
Well, I gave my take on it.
Yeah, and we kind of talked through it together.
Yeah.
That we have free will.
That's the word I was missing.
And as humans, we're evil.
Yeah.
Humans
do a lot of evil
things.
Humans
do a lot of evil things. And so by giving everyone free will, sadly, people are going to do bad things.
Yes.
And something that I struggled with in regards to that was when I was SA'd. And it was well, God's not real because why did God do that when I was so young? And it's it wasn't God, God didn't say, hey, do this. It was someone who had free will.
And because of that, that's why I believe he doesn't step in right away to your situation. And it sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But I remember you talking about you thought that for a long time. Then you realized he was there with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you want to reiterate that?
Yeah, because sadly, one of the consequences of everyone having free will is people are going to choose bad. And if the upside of free will is we get to choose, the downside is people are going to choose bad, and sometimes you're going to get screwed over. But that's not God.
Yeah.
And God is with you. And I feel I don't know God, but well, I guess you do know God. But and I guess I want to say that he hurts when you hurt. And I think, right, it must be hard for him to see the struggles that we're going through. So that's why I could imagine him crying with me in the bathroom. Because it hurt him too.
So that's true. People do.
Sorry.
Hey, actually bring up the dessert. I'm done with the food if you are.
Just the dessert?
Okay. This. Heck yeah, man. We'll eat the rest later.
We got blessed with dessert.
Hey, man.
Can they get nothing?
Yep. People do evil, that's correct. I'm on the side of, that's just a fact of the world, and it's horrible, right?
Yeah.
But it's God is so understanding, and he loves us so much. It's well, wow, I'm I'm kind of blessed in the fact that he does forgive so much and that he lets us choose because, well, if it was up to us, I'd be dead already probably. If he didn't give me so much love and compassion and understanding, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd be screwed to hell right now.
Yeah.
Just like all of us would be if
sure.
it wasn't for the sacrifice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there would be nothing we could do about it. Because, I mean, come on, I mess up at least like 2 times a day, 2 or 3. That's giving myself a lot of mercy.
4.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's little, sometimes it's big. We screw up. We let our tempers get away from us. And, it's like, okay, well, in order to make it into heaven, you have to be perfect. That's impossible. Literally impossible. So that's why the death happened and the resurrection happened. And also, it's almost Easter, by the way. It'll be actually almost Easter, but it'll be like, when we release this, help me with the dates. Today is the 24th. 31st, right? March 31st. It'll be March 31st, yeah. So it'll be almost time for Easter. And that's like perfect, right?
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. It'll be a Good Friday in a couple days. Mm-hmm. And, it's good to remember that, especially around this time. You should always remember it, but I forget. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
The biggest sacrifice in the entire, history of mankind. I forget.
It's Easter.
It's Easter. It's eggs. You know what I mean?
Eggs, yeah.
And it just daily. It's like, oh, wow. We don't realize how blessed we are to just wake up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We interrupt this message to bring you another message.
Thank you so much for checking out the Worship Warrior podcast, You Don't Suck College Does. If you're finding this episode useful in any way, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, Zap Music, to check out this and much more that me and Anna do that are not podcast related.
If you want to stay even more connected with us, you can follow us both on Instagram, @Anatastic and @Zap_Music1.
Or, if you want to keep up with just the podcast, you can listen to it on YouTube @Zap Music, or listen to it on Spotify.
Now back to the original message.
What else you got for us, man?
Okay.
You're the one leading over here.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Well, we went down a great track.
We did, I love it.
So I'm going to skip a couple questions, I think.
Oh.
What is the biggest struggle you face that stops you from following God's word?
The biggest struggle I face is with myself, And that's like, it's like, what? That doesn't make sense to people, and other people are like, that's so cliche. I'm at war with myself. But you know my mind, and you know me. And it's like I'm literally at war with myself every day. And I think a lot more people are than they like to admit.
I think, everyone is.
Everybody's at war with yours. You're your worst greatest enemy. That's true. I think one of the biggest struggles I have is the fact that I am, how do you say it? It's like I am, I have a lot of pride, and I know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that gets in the way. And what's scary about it is that's like the sin that kills Satan, right? Pride.
I've heard.
But if I'm being honest and transparent, getting out of the way of myself is very difficult. And I'm not really boastful in the fact that I go around prancing and I'm not like a jerk to anybody. You know what I mean?
You're not.
But if you met me, you'd think I'm a good guy, and I think I am too. But truthfully, that goes through my mind, and also going through my mind is just the temptations of the world every day, and I guess knowing that there's so many restrictions to Christianity is what it feels like sometimes. If if you live this life, that's what it feels like. You do have to sacrifice a lot of self-pleasure.
Yeah.
Self-pleasure is really hard to give up, in just anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why do I have to do this? Why can't I go out and get completely wasted? And why can't I do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just once, and it's like that. It's you remember your core values. You remember what you believe in. It's because of this. It's because, getting drunk impairs your judgment if you go that far. You know what I mean? And then that's you're not treating your body as a temple.
Yeah.
And then so it's like that. That's why. Okay. So that's why I don't do that. It's a constant reminder. And sometimes I fall short. Sometimes I don't. I hear that reminder and I'm like, okay, let's put that on snooze.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest ones. And another one is just my anxiety as far as when it comes to sharing His word.
Oh, that's a hard one.
And that's because we're called to be disciples, right? And share is word, so technically I'm not doing that if I let that get in the way of talking to people about it. Which is why I like this outlet. But, you know, it doesn't come natural to me. It doesn't come natural to me to go up to... Because I don't like to, you know, okay, if you just watch this and don't know us, you think, you know, maybe you think all we talk about is this. I don't like to talk about this on a daily basis, you know? I mean, not that I don't like to, it's just not natural. I don't go up to people and be like, hey, you know, I was reading this in the Bible, blah, 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 blah. What do you think?
Yeah,
And
it's hard
like,
to bring it up casually.
yeah, and, you know, we talk about random things, nonsense, music, TV, whatever. And I never get the opportunity sometimes, and sometimes I just overlook it. And then I think one of the biggest things I do is sometimes I feel a calling. I feel a strong pull that says, I know it's God, saying, you need to talk to that person about me right now. And I don't do it a lot of times. And I get in my own way because I get nervous. I say, well, what if they think I'm weird? What if they don't like me? What if they don't want to hear about you, man? You know, you're kind of scary to talk about.
Yeah.
Why is that, you know? And I have to do a lot of digging in myself to get through that.
Even sometimes with people you know are Christian.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. That's what gets in the way a lot of times.
That's a good one.
Thank you. What about you?
For a long I talk about this all the time. But for a long time, and even to this day, I put my identity in the things I believed in. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm left-winged, pro-choice, all this stuff. That's where my identity was. And that's where all my friends' identities were in. And, like, these were my core values. And I would, like... It's just my personality, like, at a point, you know? It's just, like, my personality. It's something that I believed in strongly for, like, years. Coming into Christianity, it is a lot of things you have to give up. And it felt, for a really long time, I had to give up my personality, like, what made me me. And I tell Michael, well, Michael, who am I if I don't have these opinions? Like, I don't know who I am without these opinions. And the struggle is finding yourself in God, because evidently that's like you find your identity in Christ, right? And that's so hard for me. It is so hard for me, just because for so long my identity has been like just rebel. You know what I mean? Like my identity has been like the black sheep of the family, the Christian family, left-winged you know, daughter. That's just been my identity for so long, and like I wouldn't know like who I would be without it, and so that's just been like what's been really stopping me from following God for a while. You know that.
I know that very well.
Yeah.
We talk about that a lot.
Yeah, it's such a struggle for me. It's so hard. And, you know, I've been trying. Okay, so I told Michael's like, you have to look in the Bible for answers. Like, if I'm like, oh, well, is abortion wrong? You have to look in the Bible for answers, right? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. And I'm going to be honest. I've been, like, I've been pushing it back.
Yeah.
Because, okay, I know what the Bible says. Okay, I know I'm not going to like it. And I know, like, once I face it, it's going to be like, well, now I have to change everything. And I've just been pushing it back like crazy. Yeah. Because I don't want to.
Yeah.
But I have to. But I don't want to. But I have to.
You're not alone in that, you know. That's a very common thing for people who are just turning to, you know, believing who have rebelled for so long, you know?
Yeah.
That's a very common thing. I'm sure a lot of people relate to that.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it does, I'm sure.
Following God doesn't suck. It's great.
You have to give up yourself, and that's very hard. It's hard to say, okay, I got to redo who I was. That's hard.
Yeah. You do that to this day still, too.
Absolutely. I still don't know who I am fully. I don't think either of us do.
It's finding that identity in Christ.
I mean, look at it, man. I mean, I'm 22, you're 21. We're very young.
I'm 38.
Oh, what?
I'm just kidding.
Cut the camera. You know, we're very young, and so there's a lot of learning to do and a lot of growing. I think our personalities will continue to shift. I'm not the same person I was 2 years ago, 1 year ago. I'm just, you know, definitely not the same person I was 10 years ago. and what's going to happen even after that, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Your mindset changes, your views change all the time. What stays constant? The word of God stays constant. That's why we cling on to that. That's why I know it's the truth.
Yeah.
Everything else changes, not that. You know? Just
Yeah.
like...
Margaritas on Fridays.
Margaritas on Fridays, which is not what we do, but that's an inside joke. Now I'll talk about it. Like, I'm a person that likes structure, and so one of the things we talk about is like, it's really interesting when you dive into what you do. As small as this, I'm not even kidding you. We have some really interesting, really weird. I guess we dive into a lot of the little things we do.
Yeah.
We do. You're a psychologist, and I'm very fascinated with that.
Yeah.
So, we decided to dive into why we always argue when we try to pick food. You know, the argument is always, I want Chili's, or that's what I'm saying. I want something we've been to 100 times, and I want the same thing at that same place. She says, I want to try something different. I want to try, and we always argue about that. And we said, why do we do this? And I said, well, let me be honest with you. I started thinking about it, and why do I do this? How long have I done it? Blah, blah, blah. You do go self-evaluation. And I told you. Remember what I said? I said, the reason I like to eat the same thing at the same restaurant, if I really dig into the psychology of it, I know that doesn't change. I know that I'd be more than happy to do Chili's every Friday because I know my world is chaotic. Things are going to change. I can't control everything, but I can control Chili's on Friday. You know what I mean?
Margaritas on Friday.
Margaritas on Friday is the joke. And it's like having that consistency. It's part of my ritual. It's part of rituals, which is something we all have. Even if you don't think about it, you have a ritual that you do to be a functioning human. And food is a very big part of my ritual. As far as I go to after I play a performance, I have to go eat. You know, okay, that's something I can control.
Yeah.
My life is chaotic. I don't never know what's going on. I know what's going to happen if I go to Freddy's and order number 1. You know?
Yeah.
And for you, what was it for you? I don't want to speak for you.
Mine was my life's always been so chaotic, and if you want to dive deeper into it, okay, whatever. This is the psychology of it. People who have been SA'd, right, have a tendency to choose dangerous options because it's their way of rewriting a dangerous situation. You know, it's kind of like insanity is doing same thing over and over again, expecting the same result.
Expecting a different result.
Expecting a different result. And so a lot of victims of SA, survivors, like to put themselves in dangerous situations. And for a really long time, that's what I did. You know, I went out, I drank, whatever, etc. I put myself in dangerous situations, just trying to rewrite something that, like, is not going to be, you know, it's not productive. So now I find, for a while now, I've been doing really good. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm doing great, actually. And I still have to find these outlets where, you know, it's spontaneous. And it's, you know, picking food isn't dangerous. Like, going somewhere new isn't dangerous. Or, like...
to me it is.
Yeah, or trying a different place isn't, like, getting wasted, you know? But it's, like, something that I can do that's surprising or... kind of like that thrill of not knowing, you know? And it's kind of my outlet because my life has become routine and I love it. Like, I love my life. But every once in a while, I get the itch to, like, do something dangerous. And, you know, so I want to go eat somewhere different.
After talking about that, we said, wow. I said, I understand you a lot more now. This issue, and I think you did too. Yeah. And we ended up going somewhere not different.
But not one that we go to.
But we compromised and had a great time.
It was an amazing time.
It was one of the best meals I've ever had in my life. And so, you know what, man? I really encourage people, if you're listening to this, I don't care how young you are, you can start this today. Digging into yourself and understanding the whys of what you do is very important.
So important.
Understand why you do, even if it's as small as, I will fight to go to the same restaurant every time. Why? There's got to be a reason, and there's a reason for everything.
It's a domino effect.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it all leads back to some event that happened in your life, or, like,
Yeah.
something you've learned from your parents, or, it's wild.
Yep. And if you're watching this and you eat with me, I'm not going to kill you if we go somewhere new.
Yeah,
Like, it's not that... Well, you're different.
No. He won't kill you, but you know what? He'll come home. He'll say, "You'll never guess what happened. I had to go somewhere new, and they didn't have a bacon cheeseburger, no onion, no tomato, or a taco salad carbon, and I had to eat the most disgusting food. I'm hungry." So please don't do it for the sake of me.
Yeah, but so you get the worst of it if you do it. And that's understanding why. Sorry. Yeah, that was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. What else you got for us? Let's pick it up a bit. Let's go to a fun question.
Sorry, we're like, this is like a glimpse into our dinner talks.
It's usually what happens, right? We just go off.
Yeah.
And then on to whatever.
Yeah, that's what mukbangs are.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never actually seen a mukbang, so.
You should watch Trisha Paytas' mukbangs.
Okay.
We're gonna get into fun questions. If you could meet anyone from the Bible, not Jesus, that's a cop-out, who would it be?
If I could meet anybody from the Bible?
Not Jesus.
I'd meet... That's easy. What are you talking about?
Who'd you meet?
I would meet the freaking fish that ate Noah. That ate Jonah, not Noah. And I'd be like, bro, what are you? People say you're a fish. Some people say you're a whale. Yeah, I go there. It turns out he's like a... what if he's like a unicorn? You know what I mean? Or he's like a seahorse.
I thought he was a whale.
No, it's a big fish, apparently. You never knew that big...
But isn't a whale no, it's not. It's an mammal, right? It's a whale.
No, you've never heard the debate? Well, the thing is... Okay, that's kind of a cop-out to say a whale's a big... What if you, like... If somebody's naming the critters of the sea, they're like, what is that? That's a fish. What's that? That's a bigger fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I gotta know what it was.
I didn't know that was an argument, but there's so many little arguments about the Bible. Like, okay, like it never rained before
the flood.
Before the flood. Okay, I'm sorry. I call bullcrap.
Really?
Don't believe it wasn't.
But
not
like,
at all.
how would you even know? You weren't there.
There's no way it never rained before the flood.
Well, if you think about it, I don't know if I don't even know. I can't say. Okay, I wasn't there. All right, so. But I can't speak for... No, I'm doing the...
There's no way there wasn't rain, but I stick to it. Sorry.
But I think of it like... Okay, well, let's think of it this way. Imagine being in that time period. You're living your life. You're farming. You're passing time by farming. And, and then you're going on dates, to the farm. That's all you do.
Yeah.
And so you're doing all that stuff, and you're not a believer, right? Or there's heresy going on. There's murder everywhere. Cain has killed Abel, and everything's going down the toilet.
Yeah.
And I heard that it was like a mist, because there had to be something to grow the crops, right? So that makes a lot of sense. But, like, imagine how cool, like, God would seem. If he just, like, all you see is this, like, misty water. But then when the flood happens, nobody believes Noah. It's like God says, watch this. And he just drops the rain. You know what I mean? He just comes down with it. You wouldn't be freaked out?
Yeah, 100% I would believe it. But,
so
like,
that
I feel
would
like,
be like...
Okay, but I feel like if it rained before, right?
Yeah.
I feel like by day 7... right, of the storm, you're equally as amazed.
Okay, yeah, but let's say I want quick results.
You're equally as amazed. God doesn't give quick results, Michael.
Ain't that the truth? I don't know. I can't say either way.
By day 35 of the rain, you're like, well, crap.
This is
serious. Maybe you wasn't lying.
This is like, well, by that time you're dead. What are you talking
That's
about?
That's what I'm saying.
Your last words are, oh.
Yeah. So you'd meet the whale?
I'd meet the whale. I would. I'd want to meet the whale. I got a couple questions for the whale. What did Jonah taste like? Again, they didn't shower often.
So weird.
I imagine he didn't taste
that
good.
Of the whale.
I want to have a podcast episode just talking to Jonah's whale.
Wouldn't it be so cool? Like if we could travel
back in time and
like,
get them.
Have podcasts with like Bible characters.
And be like, hey, everybody, I got Moses. That'd be cool.
Yeah, like, hey everybody. This
Moses
is
was
Ruth.
too busy, so this is
His cousin Moses.
Moses, how you doing today? And he's just like, he is no. We wouldn't be able to understand him. Exactly, he'd be like,
like Animal Crossing. We gotta switch. Oh my god, Animal Crossing is amazing.
Dude, Animal Crossing is actually kind of fun. I do have a complaint with Animal Crossing. Here's me. So I'm playing Animal Crossing, right?
Animal Crossing.
Okay, you know what? You make mistakes all the time, girl. All right, I'm playing Animal Crossing, and I want to get a toolbox. Why do I want to get a toolbox? Because I have a lot of tools.
Oh, that's so funny.
And I'm like, okay, I see that there's a toolbox for sale for like 6,000 bells. I'm like, that's crazy. Yeah, it's like dollars or whatever. That's a lot of money for a toolbox, I'd say. And so I'm like, okay, let's do this. So I get my money out of my savings, and I buy the freaking toolbox. This is going to be a good investment. I'm excited. I get it in the mail 2 days later. I'm like, yes.
You have to wait for
You have to wait for it. Like actual days. And then I put it in my house. I'm in a tent, by the way. I'm the only person on the island with a freaking tent still because they want too much money for a house. Mm-hmm. And so I'm in a tent and I place it and I go to put my tools in. Come to find out, you can't do that. They're like, what are you trying to do? Trying to put tools in here? It's just for decoration.
It's a decoration.
What kind of stuff? I can't even ride my bike. I spent like 20,000 bells on my bike. I can't even ride my bike. What are you talking about? That's crazy, dude.
That's funny. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. It's whatever. I just got a toolbox and a bike now. I can't even use them.
Well, back to the questions. If you could change anything about your college experience, what would it be?
I would have gone. No. I tell you what. I would have gone to a couple more events probably when I was starting out. I'd have probably gone to a couple more events.
Yeah, go to the events.
Go to the events.
College, just go to the events.
Just go.
Just go.
Well, who cares? It's college.
Just go.
But then some of them kind of suck, though.
Yeah, that's true. But,
let's be real. I mean,
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly. You use that analogy a lot.
Yeah.
It's like the only thing you know.
It's because of the Lizzie McGuire movie, A Cinderella Story. And they have a diner, right? And her dad's dead. Mm-hmm. But he used to have a thing on the wall. Yeah. And if anybody's a Lizzie McGuire movie, you know what I'm about to say. Oh, movie fan, not the movie. He says,
just to clarify.
And then the mural says, don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game.
What's that to do with basketball?
I don't know, but I relate them. So every time I think of that one, I think of the other one, and then I say it. But don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game.
That's a good one. Don't I don't know. You don't knock down pins if you don't roll the ball.
Oof, that's true.
You can make a little saying out of anything in sports, right?
Yeah.
You can't win the tennis match if you don't bring your racket.
Oh.
Dang. Let's see. Okay. You can never tap out your fears if you never step into the ring to begin with. God, dang. That's all I got.
This is going to be our merch.
Yeah, right? We're just setting up our merch line.
Yeah. Okay, so you would have more... You'd go to more events.
You never putt the balls that... You never would hit the ball into the hole if you never went to the golf course. It's...
So you'd go to more events in college.
Yeah, I'd go to more events.
That's what you'd change. That's good. Me too, I think.
You think that's yours too? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What's this game you're talking about?
That's what I was leading to.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Stop reading my thing.
I can't even read that far.
I know you're lying. Piggy, promise me right now that you haven't read a single... Yeah, that's what I thought! Okay, anyway.
I don't know what we're doing still.
Fun game. Oh, sorry, I was reading that. I was reading my little thing. Okay, it's called Word Sneak. Okay, stop reading. I literally see you reading. I see your little eyes. Okay, chill out.
Okay, I'll look over here.
Okay, so here we have our word cards. It says Word Sneak.
Oh, I didn't even see those.
Yeah, it says Word Sneak. We're each gonna get 5 random cards.
Okay.
And they're gonna have a random word in it.
Should we clear the table?
Yeah, probably. We're done eating. Great
We're done
mukbang.
eating. Thanks for the mukbang. This, if you're only here for the food, that portion's over. But we're about to close out anyway. This is gonna be the only episode without a fun fact, but I think it's okay.
Yeah, the whole episode was
The whole
fun.
episode is fun.
Okay, so this is Word Sneak. So we're each gonna have 5 words. Alright. And I randomly generated the words.
Okay.
So what's gonna happen is we're gonna have to try and sneak these 5 words casually into the conversation. And we can only move on to the next word once we've used the word we have in front of us. Okay?
What happens if you get caught?
No, it's not about getting caught.
Oh.
You just have, it has to sound
Believable.
natural. Yeah.
Okay. I like
It
it.
has to sound natural. First person to get rid of all their 5 words first wins.
I like it. Let's do it.
Okay, so let me just pass out the words.
What if I was like, oh, I don't like that. Pick a different game. What would you have done?
I actually have a backup game
Oh, that's genius. I like it.
because I was actually scared of that.
Thank you.
Count
I
up
can't
their
look
5.
at them yet.
No, count up their 5.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so we can't move to the next word.
Okay,
Are you ready?
let's do it.
That being said, we just talked about our college experience and what we would change.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Well, you were prepared. to say
I know
that.
we've had lots of good times. So, what is one of your favorite college memories?
One of my favorite. Oh, dude, one of my favorite college memories. So I was actually okay. I was at. It was at Coffee House.
Yeah, coffee house.
Yeah, and it was the first time I played in front of like an audience as far as Concordia. One of the first times that was not in chapel. I was playing with my old country band. I was a drummer for the country band. First time I ever listened to country music seriously was in that band.
Yeah.
They were like, "Do you know Meryl Streep?" No. Do you know James Conroe? No. Do you know SpongeBob SquarePants? Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
Let's do one from his album. You know.
Yeah.
And so I'm listening to all this, and then so we play a show, just one song. It's Coffee House. So Coffee House is like a talent show.
Yeah.
For Concordia, if you don't know. And so, oh god, I'm gonna sneeze. And so, it was like we played the set, and it was like one of the first times I played drum set again live. I was very young, in college, and like it really felt tight. And I remember one of the best compliments I got was that it was just really. Someone said that was really groovy, you know. That was really groovy, and I said thanks, dude. Like, I was like, that's kind of weird for a country song, but I'm glad you found some groove in it.
Yeah, for sure.
And then after, do I keep going?
Well, no.
It's a conversation.
Yes and no, it's a conversation.
Oh, my bad.
No, dude, I totally get that. Like,
Yeah.
There's been lots of times where I've called you groovy. I think you're very groovy.
Thank you.
Yeah, like, when was it? I think it was during the election.
Okay.
I think it was,
Why would you call me groovy during the election?
Let me explain. I think it was during the election. We stayed up one night watching the presidency. And
Wait, is that when I ate Fruity Pebbles? Or no?
No.
No? Okay.
No. But we stayed up one night watching the presidency.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting because you started playing a song on your bass.
No, it's a bass.
On your bass, and I was like, wow, that's such a beautiful song. And you were like, yeah, I wrote the song, I named it Flowers. And I was like, wow, that's a really good song. Yeah, you said, like, you got the inspiration from, like, a Japanese garden.
I did that?
Yeah, you did.
Was I lying?
Yeah, you did. You said you got it from a Japanese garden.
Why did I name it Flowers?
I don't know. You tell me.
That's a load of prune juice if I ever heard something, bro. What are you talking about?
What the heck? You know what? I hate I totally get the whole prune juice thing.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny? I actually learned.
It's like you're trying to do a stand-up comedy routine.
I actually learned that You shouldn't give a monkey prune juice.
Why?
Because they will kill you.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No way.
No, for sure. That's what I heard.
You know what I would do?
in the news.
If I was gonna do that, I'd go up to the monkey, I'd show him that prune juice. He'd look at me. I'd be like, "Come on, what are you, chicken?" You know.
You know what's actually really funny?
What?
You know what's actually really
What?
funny? What's really funny about
What's
that?
really funny?
What you just said
Yeah.
is that a chicken bit me once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you left the
No,
trail
no,
of tears.
no.
Yeah. Let's go.
I was gonna say I got an infection.
You had 2 more words though.
Yeah.
I was killing you. That's a fun. I like that game. We should do more of that later.
Yeah.
That's fun. I won.
Whatever, barely.
Barely. I get 2 words left.
No, technically I had one because I was gonna get rid of my word.
You had a little strategy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I said, "Wait, can we keep going?" I didn't realize it was a competition until halfway through.
You're doing pretty good.
Thank you.
So that's this episode, right?
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah?
Man, I like this game. We're gonna probably do more of that.
Thank you. Any
Groovy.
closing
This
comments?
is a really groovy episode.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a groovy episode. Thanks for leading all of that, man.
No
I
problem.
think this is our 10th episode. Thanks for sticking with us this far. If you want if you want us to talk about anything specifically, let us know.
Yeah.
But if not, we're going to continue the YDSCD series. Universal College does.
Yeah,
next
Universal
week. So that's not stopping. It's just number 10. So this is the Mukbang episode.
Special episode.
Led by Anna. So thanks for doing that. You can close us out, man. I'm done.
Okay, are you ready? I wrote this special for this episode. I'm gonna pretend to be Michael. Thank you so much for supporting us and allowing us to make it to our 10th episode. We hope that we get to continue doing this podcast because we really enjoy creating and spreading the word of God. Creating, comma, and
I'm
spreading.
about to say, we ain't
The
creating.
word of God.
We ain't creating that, man.
Creating in comma, sorry. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and we just want you to know that we are really grateful for the support, no matter how small. And we, more than anything, want to grow spiritually in God. And the fact that we get to bring you guys along this journey is truly something special. And we hope that in turn, you also grow with us. That being said, I'm Anna Lara. This is Michael Ryan Zapata, and we would love to see you next Wednesday, 6 a.m. on the next Worship Warrior.